Hello, we are Squirm, and welcome back to more Kombat Deception. I think we're about to go to the Orderrealm next.
Yeah, welcome back to Mortal Kombat Evil and playing as the scar on his face. We skipped Disgrace because this game isn't that bad, is it?
Nah. Alright, and here we are. Oh, I forgot about Outworld. Ugh, Jesus. Never mind, we're not going to Orderrealm yet.
Sure.
I have heard many stories about this realm. This is the domain of the Emperor Shao-Kahn.
That is correct, Shujinko.
Yeah, it's very bright for a place where Shao-Kahn lives. Maybe you've got to change the scenery.
Shao-Kahn's not the rightful ruler of this game.
No, the new timeline does confirm it ulteriorly in a sense that he stole power from, I forgot which specific source, and had one of his subordinates being called Kotal Khan, immediately taking his place as soon as the power vacuum arrived.
I will keep my eyes open, Damashi.
Okay then.
You know, our protagonist seems very well okay with the fact that this quest has left him arbitrarily aged thanks to yellow time.
Again, Shujinko is just letting things wash over him at this point.
Like, okay. If the reason for replacing Liu Kang was that he was too much of a goody two-shoes, why does it feel like they just doubled down with it with this character?
Let's just see, Jova is a new goody
Well,
two-shoes.
here's the thing, Jova. Jova, here's the thing. I feel like it's not so much that. It's more so the fact that, and we're going to see this in the behind-the-scenes videos later. The idea was just to change it up, not necessarily that...
Well, that's the thing. They didn't even really do that well, because again, this guy just feels like an even lamer version of Liu Kang, honestly. He's the good-natured, good Samaritan who just does stuff because a disembodied voice from a spark tells him to, and he doesn't question a single damn thing. Like, at least with Liu Kang, Raiden was very good in confiding in him, so you could get why Liu Kang would trust Raiden's guidance. Here, the voice has been a borderline dick to him, honestly. Like, again, did he have aspirations for being this great hero, and that's why he goes with everything everyone says?
Hey, Melina.
To sink her teeth into.
I speak in the third person here for some reason.
Because she's a monster or something.
Even though she never really talks like that anywhere else, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, seriously.
I will sharpen my teeth with your
So which do you prefer, Tio? Melina from the original timeline or Melina from the reboot timeline?
Well,
Honestly, yes.
they're basically the same character, really. Like the two.
Well,
okay, new timeline Melina is a bit more developed. Okay.
Well,
In the original timeline, as we saw in stuff like MK4, she, of course, is power hungry and she immediately takes the opportunity with Shao-Kahn, but she's mostly have a core with Kitana and nothing else. In the new timeline, they try to, you add that kind of characterization, but amped up a bit more for the sake of, having an impact on the other world. The problem is that the deck is stuck extremely against her. She can only team up with Rain, and Rain is immediately planning to betray her anyway. And she gets a fatality kissed by Devora in the end. It's one of the highlights of MKX story.
Yikes. But, okay, so she said she was trying to kill her, so this, I guess, counts as a training session. Because, of course, the best way to learn someone else's fighting style is when they're literally trying to kill and eat
supposedly, based on the dialogue, it seems like Melina's just trying to see just how well he fights, because Shujinko's all like, you see, I am very well versed in the art of combat. Oh, really? We'll just see how good you are. I will sink my teeth into your bones.
Again, it implies that she's opting to try and kill, so... Okay, I get it. Gameplay story segregation, but it feels like a weird place to put in the training bit. Again, unless Shujinko is just that good that he can essentially learn by literally just watching.
I just love how casually everybody talks in this game.
Yeah, that is one big thing.
Hello, I am Shujinko, and then Melina's all like,
Again,
we'll see how good you are. I will sink my teeth into your bones. Like she just says it in this incredibly casual tone.
Again, it's kind of like Eric Bana in Star Trek 2009. Hi, Christopher, I'm Nero.
Oh god, he was in
Good
that.
job.
Yeah.
Honestly, as much as Nero is a bit memorable for me, I completely forgot that he was supposed to be Eric Bana.
Like, man, I'm actually amazed Eric Bana got work after his little 2003 trip.
I mean, okay, that is also a bit, like, I understand that bad movie and everything, but not every bad movie tends to be a career killer.
Oh, I know that. I mean, in the sense, like, oh, I have not really heard of his career since that film. Like, oh, look, don't get me wrong. I absolutely know that simply a bad movie cannot kill a film career. Heck, some of the worst movies of all time have not managed to kill careers, but it's just with Eric Bana, I have not really heard anything notable happening with him after Hulk 2003, so consider me pleasantly surprised. Well, okay, this is
Okay,
assuming that his acting
later
is
what he's done,
actually good by normal. Because if his acting is normally good, you would not be able to tell with anything having to do with the Hulk 2003 franchise, game or movie. In fact, I'd argue he's even worse in the game acting-wise. Oh, you agree?
Yes, actually, yes.
I recall Pedro referring to it as him sounding like he's acting while being asleep.
Again, Joe, there's one thing that we have found almost consistently is that the actors from the movies for their time video games mostly do not manage to recapture it entirely. Only Chris Evans seemed to be enjoying the role as Cap.
Well, Jova, usually
And
it's...
apparently Tony Stark in the Wii games, apparently, or at the very least they somehow edited it so that his voice acting actually
No,
sounds
the performance
like
seems to be just the same, Jova.
Good job.
Well, Jova, it's actually Duez who tends to use the... Oh, he's asleep thing. Usually I just use horse tranquilizers.
Oh, I know. But that's why I say, the Hulk 2003 commentary was unique in that... I
Man,
guess it was
isn't it
just
cool
because
that we're playing as everybody's favorite Mortal Kombat character?
I like Millie.
Shujinko or
Melina has
Melina.
her fans, Dej. I personally do not care about her, but she has her fans.
And she's hot.
And I will admit, it was kind of a shame that she was missing initially from Mortal Kombat 11.
Well, she
Also-
died.
Well, yeah, that's one
Well,
thing.
Des. There were plenty of people who died who came back in 11.
Yeah, through time travel.
So why didn't they just bring her back too?
That is a good point, to be honest. Again, if they wanted, they could have, find it. Also, Jova, apparently, okay, I didn't know this because I didn't watch it with the English dub, but apparently Eric Bana, the same year of 2003 Hulk, was an actual supporting character in Finding Nemo. So there is that.
Again, I never really seem to hear about his involvement in stuff. Like, is he that unnoticeable?
Okay, he was in a movie that I actually know about it. The movie Troy from 2004, which is its own kind of war zone. Okay, it's more dull, Joba. I mentioned a couple of times, if you're a fan of the epic poems of ancient Greece, again, mostly the Odyssey, but in this case the Iliad, instead they narrate the War of Troy, you know how batshit insane it tends to be because of the intervention of the gods. So let me see exactly. Someone at Hollywood in 2004, Wolfgang Peterson, there you go, thought, hey, I have an idea. Let's make a movie that completely removes the god of the equation and shows the fight in a realistic way.
What movie?
Troy.
Eric
Brad
Bana
Pitt
was
movie?
Yes.
Eric Bana was
also
one of
Orlando
the
Bloom.
in Finding Nemo. Eric Bana was one of the was a friend of the main shark character, and one of the, from what I can tell, well, he played Anchor in that film, but
one of the supporting group fishes from the sharks.
It's one of the very few times I've heard him actually get to use his Aussie accent in a movie.
Oh, he's Australian.
Yeah.
Oh, was he the one that said sorry about Bruce? He's a nice guy, really.
Anyway, let me see. Eric Bana also has a voice role in a movie that Pedro did show to Midwives and she a couple of times, Mary and Max. Then it was Star Trek 2009.
Excellent work.
Then it was in Lone Survivor, actually not this particular movie. Deliver Us from Evil, horror movie. And then Dweebs apparently was Pendragon in King Arthur Legend of the Sword. You didn't recognize him there either.
Well, that's the thing, Tio. Aside from Jude Law being a weird bad guy and David Beckham stinking up the screen, I remember very little from that movie.
His most recent movie was one where he was also the producer. That was released in January. But it's called The Dry, where he's the main character. Apparently, it's a drama.
Now we just have to fight her and we're done.
But he has an upcoming role in a movie called The Brewback. Boy, I don't know what that is. So the guy still has a career, he's just, more low-key.
And almost done.
Also, apparently, Dweepsy, he had a role, he appeared as a guest star in an episode of Top Gear. Interesting.
Okay.
And there we go.
Why do I get the feeling Shinjuku's really
I love it. Shao-Kahn is
holding
Shujinko like he's like an angry parent. Shujinko.
Let's see here.
Great warrior. There is much we can gain from one as skilled as you.
Also,
I
these
thank you for
moments.
your kind words, Melina.
Perhaps you'd be interested in assisting our
Kind words.
Was that supposed to be sarcasm?
Provide the rules.
Shinjuku, that one was looking to eat you alive, and not in the good way.
Cotton forces to take the head of the Overlord there. We would like to complete our objective without incident, but we
Should be
will
sending
restore
warning bells to you, boy.
No wonder they got the people at the studio to do the voices for this
No,
game. No
no,
actual actor
no.
would record this dialogue.
My God, you are stupid.
Yeah.
So basically, our main protagonist is part of the reason that Shao-Kahn rose to power originally.
Hey Jova, let's see if it sounds familiar. Clueless protagonist gets, entangled by a mentor figure that is clearly telling him to do wrong things, and in every world that he shows up, he ends up aiding the villains.
Hang
Where did
them
we-
Hotspur by sleep!
Yeah, where did we hear that before?
I thought
God
that
damn it, the terror
sorry.
stupidity
This is the
is
terror effect.
Yeah.
Honestly,
to an extent.
honestly, I'd say he's way stupider than Terra. At least Terra sometimes does, at the very least, somewhat question stuff. In here, Shujinko doesn't
Terra-
at any point questions anything. He doesn't even flinch at anything.
Terra at least beat up Peter Pan. He taught him a lesson.
Not just that. At least Shujinko never at any point flinches at anything he's told.
Are you the ruler of this city?
And again, he's helping a woman who was very aggressive to him, constantly threatened to, again, devour him after killing him. And he's just like, okay, she's a nice girl. Let me help her and the Shao-Kahn Overlord guy. That can't possibly backfire in any way.
the whole thank you for your kind words doesn't even work as sarcasm because the tone of the voice is completely off.
I will never surrender myself.
Like, okay, like either the actor screwed up and they didn't correct him,
Or they just did not have the context of, reciting that line.
Okay, now answer me this.
For the sake of your people, I strongly
Is the biggest stupidity of a story mainly kept to the tutorial mode, or is the main story does the main story also have dumb moments like this?
Oh no, the main story is Jova, the entire story is stupid, as we just talked about.
you will need something of value.
Well, again, we're still in the tutorial phase, so I was going off the thinking that maybe it's just this dumb here because they didn't care as much about the tutorial segments, including the story, but no, if what you say is true, then yeah, the story as a whole is just dumb and not...
Here's the thing, Jova, like when it comes to technically this entire conquest mode is a tutorial, because every time you fight it, it's usually like this. It's just that, remember, like technically this is just supposed to tell the origin story of Shujinko, that's it.
Well, again, like I said, though, we're not in the main story mode just yet, though. Like you said, Conquest mode is essentially a glorified tutorial that just happens to have story in it. So my question was, like, maybe they didn't give as much care to the story segments involved in the essential tutorial mode as opposed to the main story. But no, again, from what you've told me, it's just as dumb in the main story campaign as it is here.
Yeah. Well, the arcade mode is just like with story bios and endings, so it's not like there's that much in terms of.
No. You said that there's another story mode, like a main story mode to come.
I did? I never said
No,
that.
Jove, you only mentioned about the conquest mode of Armageddon instead.
No. He has mentioned that supposedly this tutorial mode happens to have a story, which would be a lead into the actual main story of this game.
Well, yeah, and by that I mean the arcade mode, is in like the actual tournament, where you fight Onaga. Yes.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So that's why I asked, well, so I guess in that case, the main bulk of the story comes in the tutorial mode then.
Yeah, the whole idea is to explain how Onaga came back in general. Hey, Jade.
I don't know how to feel about that in that sense, but yeah, like I said, I see Shujinko's really rocking that Molina look.
Exactly.
It's all for the greater good and to help
The greater good.
It's either that Jova or John Vogel just is not a good script writer. It's a good thing he stepped down after Armageddon to just be a story writer instead of a script writer.
Knowing the full context, though, it feels extra weird that essentially the main source of story comes from the tutorial mode. I mean, unless the arcade mode has cutscenes in between, but from what I recall, it does not. Like, it's mainly just at the end. Still.
For me, what really makes it though is just the casual earnestness at the character speech of like unlike something like you guys said, Butterfly Sleep, this feels so completely innocent and completely earnest in what it's doing, and as a result, it just comes across as really hilariously like how adorable you are, game. So yeah, that's Jade, and we got the Outworld Kamidogu. These Kamidogu are surprisingly easy to find considering considering their incredibly interdimensional importance. Hey, Damashi.
You just handle like candies.
Most fortunate, yes. By the way, again, in trying to save all the realms, you have officially created a problem that will lead to Liu Kang having to
multiple times.
What you're telling me is that most of Mortal Kombat was Liu Kang having to deal with this idiot screw up. Wow, that's kind of an amazing retcon of stupidity.
The point is moot. You cannot enter the realm of order without placing this Kamidogu on the altar. If indeed you wish to aid the Overlord, I suggest you offer the command of this city to save.
Okay.
Again, if this guy is a commissionary of the Elder Gods, shouldn't they have known that this was a bad idea?
Well, gee, Jova, it's almost like, something is amiss here.
Yes. And again, our plucky protagonist doesn't question the goddamn
none the wiser,
thing.
yeah.
I really do wonder what the developers saw in this new character that would supposedly be endearing. And I know standards may have been a bit lower without the internet being as big as it was, but come on, even by this point, by the time of the PS2 era, we definitely had higher standards of characters here and there. Again,
well, the only answer I can give it to you, Jova, is I find him hilariously stupid, and as a result, kind of endearing to me, just because I like laughing at him. So take that for what you take that for what you will.
Again, Pedro, like you yourself said, I get the feeling that wasn't their intent, and they were
not at all. No, but that's what makes it to me, though. Like it's just like. Again, it's like I find its stupidity adorable. I guess that's the best way I can put it.
I'll just say this is bonus points. Bonus points if we get a scene of Shujinko going, "My God, what have I done? You mean to tell me that it was a bad thing what I did?"
Again, shocked Pikachu face moment.
I'm guessing. I'm guessing Ed is trying to go for the Shadow of the Colossus effect, but it doesn't work at all.
No.
Yeah, again, it's like I've said before. Mortal Kombat's strength has never been storytelling.
Not just that, I appreciated the rich lore that is present in the different realms of this place, but again, it's like trying to inject this kind of serious story requires actual work behind it, and it's clear that it's a more superficial way. This is the basis of a story, but it lacks the bone, the meat around the bone.
Again, this is something. Don't worry, this is something that will become. A lot of this will be fixed in the overall writing of the reboot trilogy is much more solid because they actually got proper script writers to write the scripts. Go ahead, Jova.
Again, not only that, but consider the fact that again, the most story we get out of this game is essentially the tutorial mode, and the actual mainline stuff does not get its own proper story content except for the end.
So there you go. Turns out I was right.
Most baffling thing.
We did indeed go to the realm of order in this part. There you go.
Yeah, just not as soon as you imagined.
How am I to abide by their laws if I do not know them?
This civilization has been built upon a concept of structure and organization. Deviation from this ideal is not tolerated.
Boring.
Answer my question. Doesn't answer the question.
You stop saying it doesn't answer the question. Maybe I can answer the question.
And you didn't answer the question.
Brilliant.
Woo!
So yeah, this is like I said to do this before. This is the realm where nothing illogical is tolerated.
So this is the official setting for the Law and Order series of the franchise.
Okay.
So UK one, I hope.
Libs, this is Orderrealm. There is no such thing as a UK in this place.
Also, are you using a speed up mod or something? It looked like he was.
No, that's the run button.
Moving pretty
Yeah,
fast.
Pedro did mention it in the first part, I think.
That's the run button, Joe. But he really runs that fast. So.
Oh no! I get that, but it felt like him running fast also makes time speed up fast too, by the look of how it was.
Yeah,
going.
it kind of does. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Master Boraitro, but I really gotta go fast.
Champion of the Elder Gods. I bring a message from the King of Lei Chen requesting the aid of your guardsmen in Outworld.
I am quite busy, champion.
Leave me alone, I'm busy.
Lei Chen is under siege and in need of reinforcements to help defend it. Overlord Zafiro.
It's hard for me to get invested when I know that this is just going to cause trouble down the line.
Shao-Kahn, long have we battled against his minions. It would benefit all the realms to further suppress his advance. I am Commander Hotan.
There you go, Shinjoku.
To the Outworld city, but I still have
Now-
work to do here. Help me end this riot by defeating the leader of the resistance, and I will defend this overlord.
Yeah, because beating the leader automatically means the other ones will just run away.
Of course, don't you know that?
Excellent. We will first
Shinjoku, make up your mind who you're supporting.
He's just going along with whatever Damashi tells him.
This reminds me so much of that episode of the second Kimba, the White Lion series, where he finds a hunter that is killing, cheetahs. So he goes to warn the cheetahs of the peril, but then he immediately switches sides because he thinks the cheetahs are unfair in fighting the hunter, and then both sides kill each other, and Kimba is acting like as the higher moral ground.
Okay. Let's do a recap. He left to go try and get help from Molina and Shao-Kahn. Now he's told, Shao-Kahn's evil. Then he's like, okay, I'll help you now defend against the people that I was just a few seconds ago intent to help out. What is even happening right now?
Simple, Jova. Whatever. Not just that too. Simple, Jova. Whatever Damashi tells him, Shujinko will follow because he's just that stupid.
A moron, yes.
Well, that's the thing. Damashi didn't even tell him that. He's just taking orders from Hotaru now.
I get the feeling. Okay, let me put it this way. I get the feeling Shujinko has some kind of mental disorder where every time he hears someone request something, he will immediately comply without any ounce of consideration. Like his ability his ability to think and recognize suspicion is there's something in his brain that prevents him from doing that.
Pedro, you kind of just sort of described the plot of Ella Enchanted.
Wait, Elle Enchanted?
Ella Enchanted.
Oh.
It's that old Disney movie with Anne Hathaway as Cinderella.
That one.
Ella
Okay.
Enchanted. Basically, Ella Enchanted is a take on the Cinderella lore, where essentially, well, Cinderella's mother is a fairy who has fairy friends. One of her fairy friends, who shows up practically, well, it's not stated she's drunk, but more or less is like the drunk auntie would, bestows upon Ella the gift of obedience, where essentially, if anyone asks her a request, she has to fulfill that request. No matter what.
That's
Why would you-
morbid. Like, I
As
get the
you can
idea, but did
imagine-
not for disprove.
Well, okay. To be fair, the story knows what they're doing, and thankfully it's set in ye old days where most people wouldn't think that for this show. Thank goodness we don't go there. That said, someone does actually ask her to kill someone, and let me put it like this. It is so hard that she has to tie herself to a tree with chains, and she's strong enough that she pulls down on the tree. She doesn't manage to
Oh
pull
my
free
God,
of it,
it's-
but
it's
she
a-
does bend the tree.
It's like that Looney Tunes episode where Sylvester has to fight at the addiction of eating Tweety, and he chains himself to like a radiator, and then he pulls it up from the wall.
Yeah. Basically, Ella Enchanted is a nice old classic one. I don't know if it's on Disney Plus though yet.
It might be.
But
Is
hey,
it a Disney movie?
Yes.
yeah. I literally said earlier it was. But hey,
It's on
guys, you know what
Hulu.
is coming to Disney Plus? X-Men Origins
apparently it's on
Wolverine is
HBO
coming to
Max as
Disney
well.
Plus.
It wasn't already there, Jova?
No, it wasn't. Not until now, apparently.
Well, I can
Okay.
tell you. Apparently, Ella Enchanted isn't on Disney Plus UK.
Weird.
Well, I mean, a lot of things.
You have a bit of a better memory with was X-Men Origins Wolverine already available in the European version of Disney Plus?
I'm going to check now.
Why don't you
Yes,
check
X-Men
out
Origins
Stars?
is on our Disney Plus.
The Disney Plus Stars or whatever it's called, the Hulu edition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, check that.
What movie? Sorry.
Ellen Enchanted and the Disney Plus Stars.
Boss of Vane Deji. If it were on Disney Plus at all, Star or not, it would say so on here. And
Okay.
I don't think it go Disney Plus itself. Basically, when you look it up on Google, it lists on the right what services it's on, and none of them are Disney Plus.
Okay.
Well, I
Alright.
could double check just to be sure, although I highly doubt it will be the case.
Sure.
No. For me, it's just like, there's just something in the delivery, in the delivery of the voice acting that really gets to me. I guess that's the best.
No,
way.
although funny thing, when you look up Ella Enchanted, you instead get Beauty and the Beast, the Enchanted Christmas.
Oh no, please no.
Beautiful.
Oh, wow.
That's lovely.
It's just because literally, and no, there's not a single person in this game that actually acts confused or shocked or anything. They just
It's everything
Well,
with that one of the
again.
best quotes from MST3K. Don't surprise!
Again, honestly, it seems like the smartest people in this game are Melina and Shao-Kahn, and Shao-Kahn hasn't even shown up in the story yet. But
Even
hey,
though
they're
we
like
got
the
that-
guys who pretty much...
Even when we got that loading screen, but he's scolding Shujinko like an angry parent.
But honestly though, they take advantage of the coolest protagonist, and yeah, if things go accordingly, apparently he will unwittingly be part of the reason that they rose to power in the original Mortal Kombat games. So, nice job
Hooray.
breaking it, hero.
This is one of the best type of protagonists. The one that caused literally everything just by an accident. Like, it literally almost borderline self-insert marries you.
Okay, I get that maybe the main story, if there were more of a main story, is supposed to be him trying to atone for his actions, if he even reflects on them at all. Does he?
Spoilers, this is just a prequel leading up to what happens at the
Yeah, Pedro did mention to us.
we already mentioned
Well,
that plenty of times.
Well, that's why I asked. Does he, at the end of the cutscene, acknowledge that he's atoning?
Oh, that. Well, yeah. Don't worry. When we get to the end of the game, Shujinko himself will call him a fool for everything. So don't worry. The game does recognize that this is all Shujinko's fault.
I get the idea, Joe, that it's kind of like of a Legend of Korra situation. The story is trying to purposefully portray the character in a negative way just so they can, eventually, walk a path of redemption later on.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but wow, it's crazy how Legend of Korra did something better.
Well, doing something.
Definitely did it better than this.
Well, Dej, it's not like it's hard because
you say that, but considering this is made by the same guys who made.
Sorry, Dej,
massively.
You cut out for a second. Can you repeat?
You say that, but considering who that core is made by the guys who made Avatar: The Last Airbender, and how much of a disappointment that show is, the sequel series is, yeah, that's saying a lot.
Well, yeah, but there's the thing. This, on the other hand, is like full-blown incompetence. For as much as they screwed up with Korra, Mike and Brian are still professional script writers. Like I said, John Vogel is a good story writer, a good idea man, but he's not a good script writer by any means. He's not a script writer, period. I don't think he's ever... Because remember, his role in the original Mortal Kombat game back in '92 was the background graphics. He was never trained. He's an artist. Like he's never been trained in writing. He never studied. He never attended writing classes, as far as I'm aware. And yet, But when it came time to actually write shit for Mortal Kombat, he was the one that stepped up and thought, "Don't worry, I'll do it." And that's why these games are like this, because an artist, a background graphics artist who has never known anything about screenwriting, decided to step up to that boon. Here, I can write it.
It's a kind of a double-edged sword. On one hand, it's a cute idea. It shows a bit of a camaraderie and the fact that they're trying to work with the resources they have. On the other hand, we see now the consequences catching up on the team as the time catches on.
Yeah, this was acceptable in back in Mythology Season 4, because back then, standards were lower. But by the time this game came out, it was just starting to get to a point where you're just, okay, this writing is still living, this writing is still partying like it's the 90s. So,
Yikes.
So it really will. Oh, but hey, just like with Mortal Kombat 4, I still get a kick of the interactions in this game. So there's that. For how adorable, I find them adorably stupid. But hey, look this way. I can tell that the conquest mode is a bit better than this. Not much better, but better. You can tell there's there's a noticeable improvement. I guess that's the best way I can put it. All right, everybody, tune in next time, where hopefully we'll be able to do something without Shujinko doing something stupid for a change.
Hopefully.
See ya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.